Okay, we're now in our fourth talk. We're going to go back to Hillel. And as we mentioned before, Hillel havomer havim mitalmidav shel Aaron HaKohen. There's a famous Gemara found in Masechet Shabbat, Daf Lamed Aleph, that talks about Hillel's relationship to people, showing his unbelievable personal sensitivity, his patience, his caring. And to elaborate on the stories, I think are very, very important. The first story is quite cute. Two people were betting. They're making a wager. They've heard that Hillel is this incredibly savlani kind of personality, very patient person. He doesn't lose his temper. And one wages with the other, how much are you willing to put down to it that I can actually make Hillel lose his cool, get angry? And they put down a substantial wage, and the guy goes to it. And he goes out and he starts going to Hillel's residence, Erev Shabbat. Let's try to put it into perspective. An hour before Shabbat comes in, Hillel's busy with personal family needs, personal needs, and the guy starts screaming in the street, Mikan Hillel, Mikan Hillel. Not exactly the way you address the fellow who's the Nasi of Klal Yisrael, the highest official in the Jewish Commonwealth. Mikan Hillel, Mikan Hillel. So the Gemara discusses, Hillel goes out, he has patience, he sits down, what can I do for you? And the guy starts asking basically what we said when we were kids, klutz kashas. Klutz kashas are basically questions that have nothing to do with anything, they're off the wall. Why do the Africans have wide feet? Why do the Asiatics have slanted eyes? Erev Shabbat, an hour before, Shabbos is coming in, Hillel is busy, Nasi Klal Yisrael. He doesn't say, do me a favor, make an appointment with my secretary, come back in 5 weeks. He sits down. Wow, that's a great question. Let me respond to you. And the story goes on, and even when the guy finally fesses up and says, listen, I'm just trying to get you angry, and you're such a clod, and people like you are not, we don't want you, Hillel never loses his cool. Patience, sensitivity, listening and being available for the other person. But then the next 3 stories are even more amazing. These are the famous stories of 3 non-Jews who seek to convert. And in each of the stories, there's the same process. Initially, for whatever reason, they went to Shammai. Shammai did not accept them. Not just didn't he accept them, because of a flaw in the manner of which they asked to be accepted into Klal Yisrael, he threw them out. It says he took a 2x4, he took a korah, a stick, and drove them out, pushed them out. What did they ask? So the Gemara says, in the 3 cases, each one asked differently. The first one said, listen, convert me on condition that I'll accept Torah Shebechtav. Torah Shebal Peh, I don't buy. Shammai says, what, you're not going to accept Torah? How can I do this? He drives him out. The second guy says, convert me, sha'ani omed a regel achat, when I'm standing on one leg. Basically, what does that mean? It doesn't mean that give me 15 seconds. It means give me the ikar. Give me the main points. Forget the details. Forget all the fine particulars. What's it all about? Give me the ikar. That's what I want. The rest we'll worry about. Again, Shammai says, what the guy doesn't want to know Taryag Mitzvot. He's going to pick and choose. He knows what the ikar is. He throws him out appropriately. Last guy, fellow's walking by the Beit Midrash. He hears the discussion. They're talking about the avodah of the Kohen Gadol. He's very moved. It's very impressive. The fine garments, the beauty of the service. He goes to Shammai and says, listen, convert me so I can be the Kohen Gadol. Shammai says, what? You want to convert for an ulterior purpose? Get out of here. Again, takes the korah, the 2x4, chases him out. In all 3 instances, it says afterwards he went to Hillel, and Hillel converts them. The question has to be asked, how does Hillel do that? It's against halacha. You're not meant to accept somebody in conversion if they have ulterior motives, or if they don't accept Taryag Mitzvot. I may not have to check each one, but I have to know that the guy's ready. If the guy says, listen, I want the main things, but not particulars, he's going to pick and choose. I want to be the Kohen Gadol. There's an ulterior motive there. How does Hillel do it? The answer is that Hillel didn't see the error. Hillel saw the human, the individual, searching for spirituality. He made a mistake. The guy wants God, but he got it wrong. We all make mistakes in our presentation. Hillel understood this guy's coming and say, convert me. I want to have a relationship with Hashem. Teach me Torah Shechtav. I believe Hashem gave it to him. Torah Shebal Peh, human intervention, human development within religion. I'm not so sure. Hillel doesn't see the empty part of the kos. Hillel sees the kos, the cup that's half full. Wow, this guy wants to get close to Hashem. So he says, fine, I'll convert you. But then the Gemara says that Hillel continued to teach him. And through the continuing teaching that Hillel did, he rectified the fellow's error. So it came out that the guy became a Jew who was Oved Hashem with Torah Shebechtav and Torah Shebal Peh. When the guy comes to Hillel and says, teach me the Ikar, al Regel Achat, Hillel understood it's not that he's against details, but he's looking for the major thrust. He wants to see the idea. Then he'll deal with particulars. So again, he does it that way. He converts them, but he has a continual relationship to teach him the rest. In the last case, the fellow comes and says, so I'll be the Kohen Gadol. What does that mean? It means he wants to serve God. He wants to be there. He gets it wrong. He can't be the Kohen Gadol, but he wants to serve Hashem. It's not just the fancy clothes that he wants. So Hillel takes that and helps teach him how to do Avodat Hashem, how to serve Hashem, but to do it in an appropriate manner. Hillel's sensitivity, his ability to look into the individual and see the true quest that person has, allows him to care and bring that person into Klal Yisrael. Now we have to add one other thing. Hillel was Nasi of Klal Yisrael in one of the blackest periods of Jewish history. Herod, Hordus, was the king. It says in Josephus that there was a forest of crucified people surrounding Jerusalem. Hillel, who's living in this time and having to deal with Herod, having to deal with the persecutions, having to deal with the problems, the economic situations, he had time to deal with each individual. Could you imagine if the prime minister would call you up one day and say, listen, I hear you have an issue, can I help you? It would blow you away. He really cares about me as an individual? Hillel, the Nasi of Klal Yisrael, in one of the bleakest times of Jewish history, is there to teach the individual convert, Aleph, Bet, Gimel, Dalet, until he gets it right. Hillel Havomer, Havim Talmidav Shal Aaron HaKohen, he personifies Ohev Shalom, Rodev Shalom. Go seek people, help people. Be available for people in the most meaningful manner.